Hello everybody, here's another segment of hair solutions. आपके इतने सारे सवाल आए पर बहुत सारे लोगों ने बिना नाम एक ही सवाल पूछा. How do we take care of balding? यानी कि बाल जब झड़ते हैं मतलब इतने झड़ जाते हैं कि कुछ बचते ही नहीं, उसका क्या इलाज हो सके. There are so many films in Bollywood that are being made on this subject. All of us have to face this someday or the other. But when it happens earlier than normal, we start losing our confidence, we get worried. Sometimes people even go into depression. So this is one subject that we need to handle right away. And there are so many people who are waiting for this answer. So today we have Dr. Vinay chouksey, who is going to give us some kind of explanation and some kind of solution that can help in people suffering from balding. We all hear that balding is in the genes. मतलब अगर बाप दादा के सर पे बाल नहीं हो तो शायद बेटे को भी यही सफ़र करना पड़ेगा. So is that true that balding is only because of genes or some other reasons also?
Apart from balding जो genes के कारण होता है, which is the most common cause for balding, there are other factors also which are nowadays coming up. हम लोग देखते हैं बहुत कम एज में भी लोगों को आजकल बाल्डिंग स्टार्ट हो रहा है. यंग एज यंगस्टर्स विच आर देयर सफरिंग फ्रॉम इट. डेफिनेटली जेनेटिक रीजन फॉर बाल्डिंग इज देयर, बट दैट गेट्स अग्रेवेटेड नाउ विद स्ट्रेस कमिंग अप. क्योंकि जो मेन कारण है जिस कारण से बाल्डिंग होता है इवन इन एंड्रोजेनेटिक एलोपेशिया इज द मेल हार्मोन. नाउ दिस गेट्स मोर ट्रिगर्ड विद लॉट ऑफ स्ट्रेस कमिंग अप. So the DHT hormone or the hormone which is responsible for the balding, it increases more and more with the stress factor also.
Stress, pollution,
the diets,
खाने पीने का, हाँ, the diets also play a very important part.
So it gets more aggravated. So अभी और common होने लग गया है और कम एज में आजकल थोड़ा सा balding issue दिख रहा है. But definitely there are solutions for the problem. And apart from this type of balding, we even have autoimmune conditions like alopecia areata, जैसे coin shaped के लोगों का hair loss हो जाता है. That is also there. And primarily stress leading to balding भी आजकल दिखने लगा है, which was not there maybe 50 years ago or so. Apart from that, जो पानी पीने का होता है, तो जैसे if somebody shifts to Gujarat, Rajasthan and even foreign countries like they go to US, UK, Canada, the change of drinking water is also known to lead to a lot of balding.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Only drinking, or is it washing water which is different? I mean, do minerals in water also cause?
It's the heavy metals which are there in the drinking water. Basically, जैसे boring का पानी पीते हैं लोग तो उसमें high levels of metals are there, salts are there. That is known to lead to balding. So in sailors we have seen कि because they are traveling on the ship और 6 महीना वो ship के ऊपर रहते हैं, तो they have a solution for drinking water wherein they take this sea water and it is desalinated. This is even applied in countries of UAE countries where this water is being used, and there also balding is a major problem across UAE.
Because of desalinization
because of
water?
Sometimes desalinated water, and in general because of more sea water available as compared to lake water and the sweet water that we have. So we are very lucky to have that type of water in most of our places in our country. But still, Gujarat, Rajasthan and other location, if you see, because of the hard water, they lose lot of hairs.
तो ये सिर्फ आदमियों के लिए होता है या even women suffer through this?
Women also suffer, but then as I told you, they have that protective hormone which is protecting them from balding, the estrogen which is there. But yes, drinking water can affect most of the women also.
There's also this thing called the traction alopecia, which I think affects women more than men because we tend to tie up our hair really tight, and that causes receding hairlines.
Yes. So traction alopecia is definitely seen in women who tie the hairs into a ponytail and put a lot of stress onto that. Traction alopecia is a major problem in the Sikh community because they're continuously putting those turbans and tying up their hairs, and actually that is something that they just talk to the doctors when they open the turban and you see what havoc that whole traction has caused to them.
Are there some kind of solutions to that, or should we just stop tying our hair?
Yes, definitely not tying your hairs too strong is something that would prevent further traction alopecia. But if you have lost those hairs, there are options to start medications to bring them back. Or if it's completely lost, then we definitely have solutions like hair transplantation, wherein we can put those hairs in those lost places.
And that's the reason why we have Dr. Vinay Chouksey with us, who is going to give us solutions for balding. Because his mantra is
everything is possible. So when we start with the balding issues, luckily we have multiple therapies available which can help the people to gain their hairs back. And science has also progressed a lot. We have nowadays genetic therapies coming in. Regenerative medicine is also working a lot. And all these things can help people who have despair regarding their hairs to gain the confidence back. So when we start with the basic therapies that we give for hair loss, it starts with pure medications that we give. We even give supplements and nutritional supplements to build up the deficiencies in the system. We ask clients to have a better diet, which basically is like a high protein diet is what we recommend, and all the things that you have been.
Yeah, a lot of vitamins, the right kind of proteins.
A healthy lifestyle.
Absolutely.
So this is the basic, and then we have very specific medications which prevent the further balding and help the hairs come back again. So normally when there is thinning या बाल जब पतला हो जाता है तो then we start medication जो circulation improve करता है.
So that is essentially nutrition to the follicles.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. So we improve the circulation of the follicle. We give medications so that the hormone doesn't act on them. So they are free to grow. And we have seen wonderful results with this type of therapy also. You just give the blockers and the hairs, they grow back. This can be maintained for a long time. But now everybody cannot maintain a very particular set of discipline for medications, and down the line there can be a tolerance also. एक ही दवाई आप continuously use करते हो तो उसका effect कम हो सकता है. So ultimately they might have areas जहाँ पे इतना करने बाद भी उनका complete bald हो जाता है area. And then comes the solution like hair transplant in that zone. Before that, when they're just thinning, we can even add therapies like PRP with GFC, QR678, which we had done for you and had given wonderful results. Then we have regenerative therapies like Regenera. All these therapies can be taken help of to give the hairs back. And once they lose their hairs completely, then definitely we come up with transplant.
So essentially, while you're still in the process of losing hair, there are medications, there is a change of lifestyle, there are protein treatments that can be given directly to your hair. So not what you eat, that is something that you have to do every single day, of course, but also something that is called PRP that gives nutrition directly to your hair follicles. There's also a certain hormone that causes balding to happen, and that is blocked, yes. Right? There are blockers given
there are
for
medications
that.
Who block that, yeah.
That's right. Now, what happens in case of someone balding completely?
So for balding, there is a very magical therapy which is there, which is existing for the last 40 to 50 years, wherein we remove hair from the back of the scalp because that does not respond to the hormone, and then we put it to the area where they have lost hair. This is known as hair transplantation. Now this initially started with cutting the scalp from behind and taking that skin layer, separating the roots, the hair roots on the table, and then putting it back into the area where you lost hair.
Oh my God, that must be so painful.
It's not painful because anesthesia is given to do the whole procedure.
So you still remove entire
skin
scalp
part from the skin. This was the old method which was being done, and now with more advancement we have a new therapy known as FUE method of doing a hair transplantation, wherein with the machine we remove the hairs from the back of the scalp and then we put them in the area where you have lost hairs. We can do it very closely, so it almost mimics your natural hairline that you have.
So you don't feel any pain when doing so?
It's done under local anesthesia. When we are giving the anesthesia for 5 to 10 minutes, you will definitely feel those injections. They are very fine injections. After that, it's completely numb area, so you do not feel the pain of the transplant. So only 2 times during the procedure, when we are removing the root and we are putting the root in the initial part, 5 to 10 minutes you will feel the anesthesia pain. That's it. Those fine injections which are given.
So all is not lost till it is completely lost. Till you have got some hair at the back of your head, you can still regrow them all over again.
And we have gone to the extent of even removing hairs from the beard. Body hair also can be done.
This is truly magical. So you can place body hair on the top of your head.
Yes. We normally do not put them in the front part because front part is something that requires very smooth and different type of hair. But for filling up the scalp, you can definitely use it. And as we are asking the most funny question that people have asked me so far, they asked me whether they can have hairs from somebody else put on their scalp.
Well, does it?
It's not done. It's definitely not promoted because it can definitely lead to some amount of reaction between people. But that's a question I often get when we are doing hair transplantation.
So if opportunity is like the last hair on a bald man's head, then don't lose this opportunity. क्योंकि हर चीज हो सकती है. Everything is possible. We have Vinay chouksey here. तो इनके पास जाइए या हमें लिखिए या इनका नंबर नीचे लिखा है तो फोन करके इनको पूछिए. Don't lose this opportunity.